It was clear to everyone who knew Chris and Lena that they longed for a family of their own more than anything. Having no biological children has compelled them to think about other options for filling their ever-increasing yearning for a family. In order to feel whole, they ultimately made the decision to adopt a child. However, what they thought was a solution to their problems turned out to be a backdoor for smuggling people into the country. Also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these real-life stories every day. Now back to the story. Chris and Lena were put off by Mary's age. She was 6 years old at the time. They desired to adopt a child of a younger age with whom they'd begin a family. They desired to experience the joys of parenthood by adopting a kid under the age of 3. Though the children they met fell short of their expectations, they were determined not to give up on adoption. They couldn't resist adopting as soon as the adoption agency gave them permission. Maria was a gorgeous girl, pining for the family of her dreams. At first, Chris and Lena were apprehensive about adopting, but quickly changed their mind and chose Maria. She was an absolute doll. Chris and Lena could not have made a better choice. For them, it was all about eclipsing the records of other adoptive parents. Chris and Lena were enjoyed to witness the birth of the dream family. They'd always desired a child in a frame, and the wait was becoming increasingly difficult. Additionally, the adoption agency expedited the process. Chris and Lena built an emotional bond with Maria less than a week after meeting her, and they couldn't stop talking to her over the voice and video chats. The adoption agency was eager to complete Maria's adoption, and as a result, it was rushed. The brains behind the orphanage hurried Maria's adoption process in order to avoid Chris and Lena changing their minds. Adoption is typically a lengthy process, but in this case, it was expedited. The couple's adoption papers were finalized in around a month. The hasty procedure appeared to be problematic, but Chris and Lena's impatience blinded them. Chris and Lena were overjoyed to have had their adoption process significantly expedited and stress-free, given how overwhelming and even disappointing the adoption process can be. They were eventually permitted to take little Maria home after 3 weeks of waiting nervously. Chris and Lena were overjoyed at the prospect of Maria moving in with them. They designed a new room with preferences of normal 6-year-olds in mind. Chris and Lena were ecstatic to finally see their girl. It was now official for Maria to join her family. The delighted pair arrived at the airport far in advance of their flights. They arrived earlier than anticipated, and the airline was delayed, so they had to wait quite a couple of hours, but it was all worth the wait. A gaggle of girls emerged from the plane as it landed. They drove for about more than an hour from their house to the airport, hoping to meet Maria on time. They awaited for the arrival of their girl. They hoisted Maria's name card as each daughter emerged from the plane, but each child passed by them, heightening their enthusiasm for their chosen girl. A gray-haired woman with a small child exited the baggage area as they were waiting. Maria dashed over to them. Maria was seized and violently detained when she spotted her name sign on Chris's cards. Maria was accompanied by her orphanage guardian to meet her adoptive parents. The elderly lady had come to complete the adoption process. They couldn't take Maria until the papers were signed. Chris received a stack of Maria's identification documents from the lady. The ecstatic couple offered to host her for a day before leaving for Brazil. However, she declined their hospitable gesture with the excuse of having other important stuff that needed her urgent and immediate attention. They were completely oblivious to her haste to get on the next flight available. Maria was from a different part of the country than them, so she didn't understand their culture or even their language. When they met Maria, they expected her to be unable to communicate in English. They returned to show Maria her new home, particularly her beautifully adorned room. Maria was deafeningly quiet throughout the ride, and she didn't speak a word of English. Chris and Lena foresaw probable communication breakdowns. They were well aware that their tough Portuguese courses and Maria's amateurish attempt to learn English would fix the language disconnection. Maria, on the other hand, elected not to answer. The pair gave Maria a quick tour of the residence. As soon as they got home, they had her walk through the newly decorated room, toys in her soft bed with pink cushion. Maria, tired and unable to speak, asked to rest. Maria's exhaustion became useful since Lena wanted to chat to Chris about something she noticed in her. Lena had left Maria in her room to tell Chris what she had seen. They were overjoyed. They had completed their family. Their girl was with them, and it was the best sensation ever. They didn't want to think about it. When the couple agreed to adopt Maria, they only had photographs of her. Then Lena realized Maria wasn't the girl in the images. Chris couldn't agree more. Something was wrong. It was assumed that the agency was preparing Maria for a photograph. The agency must have manipulated the images to make Maria more appealing and speed up the adoption procedure. The couple figured. Lena said Maria looked nothing like the agency's photo. She felt more than girlish hugging and holding her. It irritated Lena and Chris. Chris and Lena were not like the other adoptive parents who were concerned about their child's appearance. They only wanted to expand their family and weren't searching for physical attractiveness. Then there was the fact that Lena knew Brazil was known for human trafficking. Adoption, unlike purchase, does not necessitate such modifications. The couple was so happy to have Maria that they didn't want to think about anything else. So, they wanted to know why the agency had altered Maria's photographs before delivering them. Using his expertise, Chris reversed the photo manipulation to reveal the truth. He wanted to know if Maria's images served any other purpose. No results from Google searches or other advanced reverse engineering processes, he finally chose the dark web. Chris originally thought he was overthinking things and that Maria was innocent. Then, he found Maria's photo on a Brazilian website with other kids, and he had mistaken it for an orphan story. Chris's intuition pushed him to search more, including traditional orphan shelters, images, and adoption lists. But he found something worrisome. The pair found a new connection while pursuing the dark web. Maria's image was among a list of children. Despite being in English, the captions were modest and authored by a Brazilian writer. The list featured extremely young children still waiting for adoption, which surprised the couple. Chris and Lena were shocked to see children aged 5 to 11. Couples typically adopt children aged 3 or younger. Adopting children aged 5 and older is challenging for orphanages to encourage couples to adopt. After that, most orphans were adopted or moved in with other abandoned kids. A link to another Brazilian website led Chris to an even more surprising discovery. It was in a foreign language, so he had to read it multiple times. He found the unedited images of the older children awaiting adoption on that website. The site was in Portuguese, but the photographs were clear enough to recognize the spooky subjects. Then Chris unexpectedly found Maria in these photographs. They realized they had chosen the wrong agency when they saw the unedited photographs. The children in those photographs appeared to be young, but their expressions were altered. You realize they aren't kids, but adults. Maria was one of those adults. The site revealed the children's genuine ages, shocking the couple. They were shocked to learn Maria's genuine age. They couldn't believe Maria's age was that large. It was strange for them. Her age, Maria, was unusual. She was a wise 32-year-old woman. The girl sleeping in Chris and Lena's home wasn't a youngster. They had been misled and found out. How was it possible? The revelation stunned Kristen and Lena, and they refused to admit it. Lena hurried over and handed them the documents from the airport. The documents' medical records confirmed her age. Maria, a 32-year-old dwarf, hugged her. Lena had assumed, and her medical records confirmed, that she had mature woman's curves. To double check, they hurried upstairs. They were stunned by what they found in Maria's room. Maria was wearing cosmetics to appear feminine. She was surprised and startled by the couple's quick entrance. Chris and Lena refused to believe it. Maria tried to tell them her age. The two had already read the documentation verifying her age when she was unmasked. It was then that Maria ceased to be a child. When they tried to communicate in Portuguese, she responded in English. Chris and Lena was sad because Maria had destroyed their family objective. They imagined they would enjoy parenthood and family life as their wishes came true, but it was all gone in a flash. Maria apologized for her actions and admitted that her appearance had misled them. It was an orphanage that helped her get to America for a better life. The agency manipulated her physical appearance to trick adoptive couples. She told him about the agency's support with her move. During the adoption process, they worked on the website for months. The agency used the same approach with other Brazilian dwarfs. They took advantage of a couple's sympathy for orphans. The dwarves left their new families to enjoy their new life. That information upset a couple's plans to start a family, but they wanted to see this tragedy through. They didn't want others to be deceived. They took Maria to the police station where she told her story and helped the cops apprehend the criminals. Maria was rewarded by becoming an American citizen. Chris and Lena chose to continue their family goal and adopt a child from their own country, only after a thorough verification. If you enjoyed this video, kindly give it a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and don't forget to share it with others. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.